Hello, Virgos. This is your reading. I'm not going to say weekly because I've been gone for months on this channel. So, I apologize. But I apologize also for my messy desk. Deal with it. I know you guys are really clean freaks, but you're just going to have to deal with it. If you want a personal reading, the link is in the description. It's just my website, torifranco.com. That's me. If you're new here, hi. If I cannot get to 12 readings a week, which is a whole hell of a lot when you're in grad school, what I'm going to try to do is either one weekly collective for everybody or 4 videos a week for each element. So air signs, water signs, earth signs, fire signs. That's how I'm going to do it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with 12 videos a week on top once grad school and my internship kick back up. What the fuck am I trying to say? Let's get to the reading. Just know that I'm trying, okay? King of Wands in reverse, Queen of Swords, and the Star in reverse. I don't know if some of you Virgos have been feeling a little melancholy. When the Star comes out in reverse, this is a card of not feeling recognized for your, not even not feeling recognized for your efforts, but like kind of looking at a situation pessimistically, like, or looking at life pessimistically, like the glass is half empty instead of half full. I think there are boundaries that you're really needing to set with somebody, especially with this deck. That, like, the Queen of Swords is, when I see the Queen of Swords, she asserts her boundaries in the most poetic. And I say poetic even though she's not very in touch. Not that she's not in touch with emotions. She's very grounded, but she's very analytical, right? And so she's objective, and she speaks her truth in a way where things get done. And she knows how to do that. And there's a character here in your life, the King of Wands, or an energy here. I would say a character, somebody, person, that could be making you could be a little bit overbearing. Somebody who is either a little too aggressive in their approach. This could be a boss, this could be a spouse, take it as it resonates, but it's really needing to address the boundaries with this situation. If this is not your story, Virgo, I'm also getting you really needing to strategize before you implement and take action on something. The King of Wands in reverse, if it's not an overbearing fuckbag of a human being in your life, that could just simply mean that you're not really taking action on something that you might be really passionate about. You're not being a go-getter right now. And maybe it's because you're in a little bit of a rut. You're feeling a little bit shitty, and that's totally okay, right? Maybe run down a little bit. At the heart of this reading so far, I have 3 cards out. The Queen of Swords is about being strategic, being analytical, getting all the facts, speaking up, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and it's almost giving me coming up with some sort of plan. So there could be Virgos that are resonating with the fuckbag story. If that resonates, we love to see it. I don't love to see that you have a fuckbag in your life, but I love to see that it's resonating, because there's obviously a message here for you. If that doesn't resonate for the Virgos, then maybe the other story will. You have the 8 of Wands, which is really good. It's See, this lighting is just fucked. You see it? Okay. The Eight of Wands is a card of movement forward. So again, for those Virgos who are feeling a little stuck, not taking action on something, the Eight of Wands is good news. It can come in the form of news or some sort of correspondence. I don't even want to say correspondence because that's neutral. I always see the Eight of Wands as good news because it's movement forward, right? So if you've been feeling stuck in a situation or stuck in even in your thoughts and your feelings and very murky energy, the Eight of Wands is something that you either find out or a conversation you have that allows the energy to be unstuck, right? So whenever I see the Eight of Wands, I picture water that's free flowing and then all of a sudden it hits a dam, right? And so the energy was blocked. But when the Eight of Wands comes out, it's like the dam breaks and the water can now free flow again and move forward. That's kind of how I always picture it for whatever reason. So if you've been feeling stuck with like a project or taking action on something or what do I do? The good news is that there's some sort of, I keep wanting to say correspondence, there's some sort of information or communication or news that's coming that will allow you to progress forward and maybe take that action that you're needing to take. It doesn't come without, it could be a conversation with this Queen of Swords. This doesn't come without that analytical aspect, right? It doesn't come without a level of like you needing to also take the initiative as well. I don't know why I want to say that, but wonderful things. We love to see it. Five of Swords in reverse. This is a card of making amends. It's a card of no longer being resistant to, again, so no longer being resistant to whatever this thing is. No longer being resistant to this action that you're wanting to take. You know, it's that mental clarity, clearing up the conflict so that you can, again, push forward. And this can take any form in your life because I recognize that not every Virgo is going through the same exact situation. So just make it make sense in your life. And if it doesn't make sense, then come back next week because this ain't your reading. Simple as fucking that. And if this is, again, going back to the fuck bag scenario, if you have a fuck bag in your life, again, there is something there's either a conversation you're having with this person that's allowing you to progress forward. You're making amends with this person, or you're making amends with the situation. Sometimes you have to accept people for who they are, especially if they come through as the King of Wands in reverse. You have to accept that this might just be who they are and come to terms with it and set your boundaries and move forward. If that's not the case, then there is an opportunity for you to have a conversation with this person, whoever the fuck they are, and at the very least come to Eight of Swords in reverse. At the very least, release yourself from the mental burdens that the situation is causing you. The Eight of Swords in reverse, these are good cards, right? So, yeah, you might be experiencing some sort of hiccup either with somebody or in some sort of situation, but as long as you're clear on where you stand, as long as you communicate effectively, efficiently, objectively, this situation is not going to loom over your head for much longer. You know, I think these thoughts that you've been experiencing, if you've been feeling a little bit, I don't even want to say depressed. Maybe some of you are, but if you've been feeling a little bit run down or even ill, like I don't know why I'm getting burnout because I don't get burnout from the Star in reverse, but sure, if you've been feeling a little hopeless, that's going to lift. You're either going to be getting some, like I said, some sort of good news, having a conversation where things are just made a little bit clearer for you and it clears up your mental fog. Something like that is coming. So there's things to look forward to. It's also you getting out of your own fucking way as well. Not to call everybody out, but here I am, the lesbian on the internet, reading cards. And sometimes you need it. I need it too. It's getting out of your own way as well. And like really starting to see things from a different perspective as well. Again, I don't know why I'm saying that, because no cards that would indicate that have come out. Let me take a sip. And let me just see what's at the bottom. 4 of Pentacles. There could be things that you're holding in. When I see the 4 of Pentacles, it's also like gripping onto a situation or a person or your assets because you're so afraid of losing them. And I can say this, you're not going to lose anything. You're not going to lose anything. It's more mentally and emotionally draining. It takes more energy to grasp onto things like that than it does to just kind of be in the hanged man energy, or at least the way that I read the hanged man energy, which is complete surrender. And whatever the fuck is going to happen is going to happen. And you can't control it either way, you know, fully at the very least. You can only control how you react to certain situations. You can't control the situations that you get yourself into, right? Or that, well, if you get yourself into them, then yeah, you're essentially in control of it. But you can't control what happens to you. You can only control how you react to those things. And so the cards are kind of saying that you need to react in a way where you're not biting off your nose to spite your face. Because maybe you're the angry one. Maybe you're the aggressive one here. And so instead of showing up with angry, aggressive energy, kind of approach it in a more rational, analytical way. And I think that might help you to feel better, and it might help the situation. Again, from a business, career sort of standpoint, I see this as a really good reading. If you've been feeling like you're in a rut lately, the rut, you're at the very least, you're going to get out of your own way and stop blocking your success. And the 8 of Wands is a very good card, especially when I've done personal readings and the 8 of Wands has come up. Give it like 2-3 weeks, maybe a month tops, and things are progressing forward. I see this card as more of a, how do I give an example of the 8 of Wands and the way that I read it? If you're waiting, it's like, well, yeah, if you're waiting for information on your house being sold, right? You've experienced a lot of like, if you're not even waiting for information, that's more of the Knight of Swords. If you're waiting for somebody to put a bid on your house and you're like, when the fuck is this gonna happen? What the fuck? The 8 of Wands is saying from now until maybe 4 to 6 weeks, like, you know, depending on the energy. It's quick energy, so I wouldn't say 4 to 6 weeks. I would say from now until a month, right? 3 weeks. Somebody bites, and that bite allows the process to move forward. Like, you know, if you've been feeling obstructed, or you've been feeling like, holy shit, like it took a lot for me to get here. When the fuck is anybody going to show interest in my house? This is you finding out from your realtor, from whoever the fuck you're working with, that somebody's interested. And this person most likely is going to buy the house, sort of thing. Does that make sense? Because again, the 8 of Wands is progression, it's expansion, it's movement forward. So how do we move forward? We get this piece of information, and that allows the ball to be rolling. So in some form or fashion, that's going to be happen. There could be a contract involved in this with the Queen of Swords that can, again, represent dotting your I's, crossing your T's, That's going to resonate for some people, obviously not everybody. So just take it as it resonates. But I promise the fog will be lifted. The brain fog will be lifted. I know you're growing impatient with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Wands. You got ants in your fucking pants. Love to see it. And you're anxious about whatever this is, about if things are going to work out. Nine of Swords. You could be losing sleep over whatever this is, this situation. Again, I'm sorry. The fucking lighting doesn't allow me to... How do we do it? Okay. All right. Whatever. But I promise you, there's Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you keep showing up. You keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. I don't want to say there's no reason to worry, because we're alive and there's always stress and there's always something to think about. And I would be the biggest hypocrite if I said there's no reason to worry, when me, myself, sometimes I lose sleep about the thoughts in my fucking head, right? But y'all know I give these readings from a very grounded, relatable perspective. I don't try to take the authority on this shit, because we're all human beings, right? In this specific spread, your worries will be lifted in some way. Something is going to progress forward for you in a good way, in a really good way. So just remain patient, because the news, the information, it's coming. So just chill out. And yeah, that's what I got for the Virgos. I love you guys very much. Happy fucking holidays. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.